clearly understand we're not for the incinerator. We feel that a number of issues, along with what was said earlier, the particulate matter, the heavy metals, not just mercury, but you get lead, you get other heavy metals, nickel, chromium, cadmium, that are problematic as far as that issue is concerned. So we are saying that the incinerator is something that we are not in favor of.
Many cities have now eliminated their incinerators. It is a technology that has become obsolete. Communities where this change is happening have more people employed to recycle, and more is spent on education. Yes, consumers do need to be educated about recycling. I look around this room, there are 20 plastic bottles in this room tonight, and probably more. If they're put into the landfill, every one of those bottles will take 700 years to start decomposing. If we burn them, everybody in this room is going to breathe the matter that comes from the bottles that are in this room tonight. The truth is, we can't afford to keep burying them, and we also can't afford to burn them.
I know materials must be disposed of. However, why do it at so many people's cost? You're infecting them. You're hurting them. You're destroying us. We want to live. Thank you.
Come out in the yard in the morning, the order is but to knock you off your feet. We have old people, we have children, and this order is destroying our children. And I'm asking the council tonight, please do something to stop this incinerator from moving it.
And the incinerator that you're talking about, it's in my backyard. All you have to do is come out my door and look and just go across to it. That's all you have to do. And I've put up with it for a long time. And I'm hoping that you would take it away and don't put nothing else there. We don't need nothing else there. It's the time my mother passed on, but everybody liked the porch, and that's where she loved to be at. And it couldn't sit on the porch. I put double windows in my house. My window have not been up. Yeah, it hadn't been up. And so it's just terrible that you're living in a place and can't enjoy it. Even my grandchildren, when they come, they cannot play in the yard. They have to play in the house because the breath gets short. And the morning time when I get up, my cars are covered white. Before I move it and handle it, I take the hose and I washed it off.
And my main form of transportation is bicycle. I work up at the Navy base, I ride the bus every day, and I ride my bike past here every day. And I moved here in 2001, and I have developed and been diagnosed asthma since I moved here. And I would like to see efforts made to reduce the air quality problems in our area. And to me, contractual obligations with the incinerator, minimizing the amounts of garbage that have to be sent there, I think would inhibit progressive recycling programs.
I don't understand why at any of these meetings there's no federal EPA person here to discuss these particular matters. I had told Mr. Thurman and Joe McCune, I believe his name is, and Mr. Boston. Out of 50 states, EPA standards in South Carolina, we're only 48 out of 50 in the bad end. So all we have to do is look forward and go up. But it's pretty embarrassing. In between education and pollution, we're at the bottom. That's why so many people are sick.
The south end of the city historically has been an industrial dumping ground for years. The port, McElroy site, Kinder Morgan, trains, trucks, the old Navy tank farm, Charleston steel, etc. Enough is enough. Our neighborhood is just as important as anybody else's neighborhood and its residents. The port was supposed to go on Daniels Island. Those folks came out in busloads and protested it. So we ended up getting the port, more trucks, and everything that comes along with that. I did my research on this, and if my facts are correct, this incinerator is the only one in South Carolina, and it was one of the few left in the country as a whole. That in itself says a lot. We may never know how this incinerator has affected the health of the residents of this last 20 years. I'm a pretty fit guy, but I've been living here for 10 years, and even myself, I've experienced some health issues with breathing, allergies, etc. when I moved to this community. Let's look at the best practices of these other cities that have moved away from incinerators recycling, landfills, and some other alternatives that they have done. We need to be progressive, not regressive. I respectfully ask that you not extend this contract for another 20 years. Thank you.
So we ask the council for you all to be good stewards. If the owners of the incinerator don't be good stewards, we asking you all to please be good stewards to this community. Thank you.
I absolutely feel that this incinerator must be shut down. I don't see any reason to build a new incinerator. If you want to go waste to energy, there are other ways to do it.
When I thought I'd put myself in the shoes of a county council person who may be coming from another area other than Mr. Pryor, you know, it's easy to think that this tonight is a meeting about kind of NIMBY, not in my backyard syndrome. The trick, I think, is that with air quality, the whole county is our backyard. When that incinerator burns stuff, Mount Pleasant is not that much further from the incinerator than my house is. It doesn't take anything but a windy day to get it out to James Island or anywhere else in the county.
Basically, I haven't heard anyone talk about these issues as an environmental justice issue. So if you think about environmental justice, you talk about the disproportionate impact of a hazard, unhealthy land use, some pollution on a population that may be marginalized, disenfranchised, disempowered. Many of the Lamsey communities are historic neighborhoods. These are post-slavery communities. So you think about over time, they've been disproportionately burdened, not just by the incinerator, but by other hazards that y'all have in the community. Now, y'all know that better than I know. So it's not just, the incinerator is very important, yes, but it's the cumulative burden of this pollution on the communities that are maximally exposed.
That concludes our comment portion of this meeting. We'd like to thank all of you for coming out. We'd like to thank all of